All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma. The headlines. Air India to send a special flight to Milan in Italy today to bring back stranded Indians. National carrier cancels its routine flights to Italy, South Korea and Kuwait due to coronavirus. US President Donald Trump declares national emergency over the pandemic. Union Cabinet approves construction of 780 kilometers of green highways in 4 states. And in cricket, IPL postponed to 15th of April due to COVID-19. Air India will send a special flight to Milan, Italy today to bring back stranded Indians. The flight will leave this afternoon and bring back the stranded persons tomorrow. Additional Secretary MEA Damu Ravi said around 220 students are in and around Milan and the government's priority is to bring them back. 5 fresh cases of novel coronavirus COVID-19 have been reported in the country. These are from Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. With this, the total number of COVID-19 cases has gone up to 81. Briefing media in New Delhi, Joint Secretary in Health Ministry Lav Agarwal said, out of the total positive cases, 64 patients are Indians, 16 Italians and 1 Canadian national. He said, all the infected patients are stable and there is no cause for worry. He said, so far, government has evacuated 1,031 persons, including 48 foreign nationals. 890 evacuees from COVID-19 affected countries have been discharged after 14 days isolation and having tested negative. Additional Secretary in the Home Ministry, Anil Malik said, from today, bus and train services from Bangladesh will remain suspended till 15th of April. He said along Indo-Nepal border, only 4 checkposts will remain operational. Delhi reported the death of a 68-year-old woman last night who was earlier tested positive for novel coronavirus. The woman was admitted in Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital on the 7th of this month. Family member of the deceased had travel history to Switzerland and Italy. Doctors confirmed that the woman had a medical history of diabetes and hypertension. Health Ministry has assured that all precautionary measures, including screening and quarantine of her contacts, has already been taken up and the status is being constantly monitored. Air India has cancelled flights to Italy, South Korea and Kuwait amid mounting concerns over the coronavirus pandemic. An airline spokesperson said that the national carrier has also curtailed its services to France, Germany, Spain, Israel and Sri Lanka till April 30th. Aviation watchdog DGCA has asked international airlines to consider waiving ticket cancellation and rescheduled charges or look at providing any other incentive amid COVID-19 outbreak. In a circular, Directorate General of Civil Aviation said that in light of hardship faced by passengers, airlines may like to consider and take an appropriate call accordingly. 44 Indian nationals who have returned to Mumbai from Iran were shifted to a quarantine facility set up by Western Naval Command in Mumbai. A defense release said that the Navy has set up a 100-bed quarantine camp in suburban Ghatkopar. A team from the Western Naval Command received an Air India flight at the Mumbai airport and shifted 44 Indian nationals who returned from the country to the quarantine facility. They would be kept under medical observation for 2 weeks. The government has declared face masks and hand sanitizers as essential commodities for the next 100 days. The move is aimed at stepping up efforts to boost supply and prevent hoarding of these items in its fight to check spread of coronavirus disease. The centre has also invoked Disaster Management Act to ensure price regulation and availability of surgical and protective masks, hand sanitizers and gloves. Both 2-ply and 3-ply surgical masks, N95 masks and hand sanitizers have been brought under Essential Commodities Act 1955. It empowers states to regulate production, distribution and prices of these items and also crack down on hoarding and black marketing. The decision will empower the government in states and union territories to regulate production, quality and distribution of these items for smooth sale and availability. It also empowers them to carry out operations against speculators and those involved in overpricing and black marketing. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has advised people to follow basic protective measures so that they can keep themselves safe from the novel coronavirus. People should avoid participating in large gatherings. If a person is experiencing cough and fever, he or she should avoid close contact with others. People are advised not to touch their eyes, nose and mouth without cleaning their hands. Spitting in public places should be avoided. All the persons should practice frequent hand washing with soap and water or use alcohol-based hand rub. People should cover their nose and mouth with handkerchief or tissue while sneezing and coughing. Used tissues should be thrown into closed bins immediately after use. In case of fever, difficult breathing and cough, doctor should be consulted immediately. While visiting a doctor, wear a mask or cloth to cover the mouth and nose. The government has also issued a 24/7 helpline number 011-239-78046 and also an email ID ncov2019@gmail.com for any assistance on COVID-19. State governments and union territories have also issued helpline numbers. Union Health Ministry has made 52 laboratories functional across the country for testing COVID-19 samples. 57 labs have been designated for helping in sample collection to enhance capacity for diagnosis and detection of the disease. US President Donald Trump has declared a national emergency over the COVID-19 pandemic. Addressing a press conference, Trump also announced a set of specific measures aimed at stemming the effects of the outbreak.
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words. The action I am taking will open up access to up to $50 billion of very important and a large amount of money for states and territories and localities in our shared fight against this disease.
He called on all U.S. states to set up emergency operation centers and said the government is accelerating testing amid criticism about lack of sufficient test kits nationwide. World Health Organization has said that Europe is now the epicenter for the global coronavirus pandemic. In a virtual press conference, WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said it is impossible to know when the outbreak would peak. He said, Europe, the continent, has now more reported cases and deaths than the rest of the world combined apart from China.
More than 132,000 cases of COVID-19 have now been reported to WHO from 123 countries and territories. 5,000 people have lost their lives, a tragic milestone. Europe has now become the epicenter of the pandemic, with more reported cases and deaths than the rest of the world combined, apart from China.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates from the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. The Union Cabinet has approved a proposal for the construction of 780 kilometers of green highways at a cost of 7,660 crore rupees. Briefing media in New Delhi, Union Minister Prakash Javadekar said the project pertains to rehabilitation and upgradation of various national highways in 4 states, Himachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh.
ये 7,660 crore का investment है. So today India is embarked upon a new mission to create Green National Highways Corridor project in which all environmental friendly steps will be taken so that there will be less sand and less stones will be used, more cement, then more plastic and other reused material will be used. There will be green corridors along the road and this will ensure that our highways become really green highways.
Union Cabinet also approved reconstruction scheme for Yes Bank. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said SBI will invest 49% equity in Yes Bank, with other investors also being invited. She said the moratorium on withdrawals from Yes Bank will be lifted within 3 days of notification of the reconstruction scheme. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA, has given its approval for introducing the scheme for remission of duties and taxes on exported products. Under it, a mechanism would be created for reimbursement of taxes, duties or levies at the central, state and local levels, which are currently not being refunded under any other mechanism but are incurred in the process of manufacture and distribution of exported products. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs also gave its approval to the proposal of Department of Fertilizers to remove anomalies in the Modified New Pricing Scheme 3 for determination of fixed costs for urea units. Under it, additional fixed cost of 350 rupees per ton will be given to 30 urea manufacturing units. Urea units which are more than 30-year-old and are converted to gas will get special compensation of 150 rupees per ton. Uttar Pradesh government has decided to promulgate an ordinance to recover losses suffered due to damage to state and private properties during political processions. The decision was taken at a cabinet meeting chaired by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath yesterday. It is not immediately clear whether this is with retrospective effect. In Bihar, special God Bharai programs were organized at Anganwadi centers under ongoing Poshan Abhiyan fortnight. This is a mass awareness drive under which pregnant women are given seasonal fruits, pulses, cereals and other fortified food supplements. More from our correspondent.
Under the God Bharai drive, Anganwadi workers disseminates functional information for better health of mother and baby. This community-level program catalyzes other family members of a pregnant woman for extra care and go for the institutional delivery. Rekha Kumari, program officer of ICDS in Munger district, told AIR that they aware people about pre-delivery preparations also during this drive.
और उन्हें विशेष रूप से जानकारी दी गई कि आप प्रसव पूर्व कैसे तैयारी करेंगे और उनको ये सलाह दी गई कि वो रक्त ग्रुप अभी से ही जांच करवा लें ताकि उनको विपरीत परिस्थिति में और मदद मिल पाए.
Besides spreading of information about nutrition, the God Bharai drive is also helping to curb the menace of maternal mortality and infant mortality rate in the state. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
The Census India 2021 will be conducted in two phases. The first phase will begin from 1st of next month and will continue till 30th September this year. The second phase is population enumeration, which will be conducted during 9th to 28th February next year throughout the country. Indian census is the largest single source of a range of statistical data on different characteristics of the people of the country. Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, has postponed 13th edition of the Indian Premier League IPL till April 15th as a precautionary measure amid coronavirus situation. The IPL 2020 was scheduled to start on March 29th. The IPL has sent the communication to all 8 franchises, saying it will meet the owners today in Mumbai for further discussion. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Abhishek Mukhopadhyay.
Thank you, Sunil. The top headline in most dailies today continues to be news related to coronavirus. States in shutdown mode as COVID claims second victim. Headlines at Tribune. Mail to the rights, corona alarm bleeds city business. The headline in the Economic Times reads, market bulls out of ICU but still in quarantine. The Times of India writes, day after record fall, Sensex up after historic 5,000 plus U-turn. Modi calls for joint SAARC strategy to combat COVID, writes the Asian Age. The Times of India reports that the Supreme Court is to hear only urgent matters from March 16th. And finally, the Asian Age shows a photograph of Farooq Abdullah just released from a 32-week detention and quotes him as saying that his freedom is still incomplete. And with that, it's back to you, Sunil.
Thank you, Abhishek. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Air India to send a special flight to Milan in Italy today to bring back stranded Indians. National carrier cancels its routine flights to Italy, South Korea and Kuwait due to coronavirus. US President Donald Trump declares national emergency over the pandemic. Union Cabinet approves construction of 780 kilometers of green highways in 4 states. And in cricket, IPL postponed to 15th April due to COVID-19. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.